Okay, so we take a look at the Rolson hex keys that we just picked up randomly today.
Okay, so the Rolson 12-piece hex key set. You'll see that only goes up so far on the bigger sizes. It is metric. It only goes up to 6mm, as you can see there. So, but the good thing about these is that it starts right down on 0.9mm, 1.27 before it gets to 1.5 and the 2.5, 3. So although it doesn't go up on the top end, so you've got the 8 and the 10, you've got some extra sizes here on the bottom, which is useful if you're someone like me that does a lot of RC modelling, helicopters and planes and things like that. And with what's coming out from the Far East at the minute, you get all sorts of surprises in sizes what you get, so that's not bad. Anything kind of like this, Rolson, anything like that, is usually when I've been walking around a local hardware store to buy something else, and I've just come across the little tool section what the store might have, and I've picked these up. These were only £1.99, so £2 from it was a B&M, a local B&M I think, so I thought it'd be worth trying them out for the smaller sizes. I was originally going to buy them for the garage, because I don't have any usual normal hex keys like this in the garage. So I've been I use these Halford's professional ones ever since I started my apprenticeship in well, actually I had them before the apprenticeship. I had them when I just started the first engineering course I did, so that would have been about 1998, and then I used them at work for years of engineering. You can see there's a few specs on these, but the Alfred's professional ones were alright. They not quite rounded off, but the smaller ones obviously have got some marking on the ends. The smaller sizes do, unfortunately, round out or round off, should we say. The big sizes usually, as long as they're a decent set, which those were, you know, the lasted years. You know, since then they've been they're a little bit rust speckled and things like that. But this Rolson set, obviously, the longevity of them we don't know, but they don't look. You can tell when it comes to Allen keys, that real cheap metal. I haven't got them out yet, but these don't look to be that bad actually. I thought for £1.99 I'll pick these up. It does say on there, look, manufactured from carbon steel, so they're a high carbon steel, not a chrome vanadium set or anything like that. Again, you've got Rolson warranty, which, again, whatever that means, because they say that it's as long as it's not wear and tear. So if I use these once and round one of them out, getting a cap screw out, then they'll probably class that as natural wear and tear. So I don't, you know, you got to be careful with that kind of a warranty. Okay, so we got them out of the packet eventually. As expected, they'll have a bit of grease on there to stop them from getting any rust patches on them in storage. Although it says, this is interesting, because although it says carbon steel, there is a marking on here that says chrome vanadium, with the size 6mm. So So you know, whether they class chrome vanadium as a high carbon steel, you know, usually it's usually an alternative or a cheaper alternative from chrome vanadium. High carbon steel things are made from, so you usually find a cheaper set around about 2002 onwards from the Far East would be a high carbon steel instead of chrome vanadium. So I'm not sure whether that is just there for show, or is that been changed since the packaging, and it cost them too much effort and time to change the packaging. Perhaps they had an original set that was manufactured from high carbon steel, and they've actually changed the actual product itself, but it would have been a pain in the backside to change the actual packaging. I used to work for a packaging firm and know that can sometimes be the case, because they've spent thousands on having you produce packaging or cartons and things like that for their product, and they've changed the product. Eventually you change the product, but they have to use the majority of the cartons because of costs of what you've already produced for them. So take a look at the smallest one. Can we zoom in on this? There we go, just a bit. You can't really see much. The smallest one. So that's that with the Rolson hex keys or Allen keys. Again, nothing much to talk about. We will have some more Allen keys or hex keys to look at. I've ordered some of the brittle Expert or Stanley Mac Expert, wherever you are they might be called, to take a look at. I've done that at the moment because, as I say, these have served me well for a while. I don't have any in the normal ones in the garage, so I'm going to stick these in the garage and get some brittle ones for my main toolbox. But these weren't so bad for £2. If you're looking around a local B&M, something like that, or you've got a local B&M, have a look out for these for the sake of £2. It's an extra couple of Allen keys to chuck in your box, particularly for the smaller sizes, and particularly for the smaller sizes again, because they do usually round out. You've got a spare set if your regular set do. I will say there's a good, the brittle ones that I've ordered, there's a good deal on at the minute. They're usually about between £14.99 and £20. And £20, well, not about £19.99, but they seem to be being sold, the metric set, for around £6 to £8 at the minute. I'm not sure why that is, but I just thought I'd order a set while they were on that special price. I think a lot of people have come down to about £8 to keep up with the in competition with the ones that have got them on special for around £6. So you might want to look out for some of them as well. I'm it's a bit tedious because there was a green spider on this board when I pulled it out, so I know a lot of you Australians will be going, you bleeding pommy pussies, it's not the Sheilas, it's not just the Sheilas that scared the spiders out here. When I was in the outback, there was a bleeding widow spider would have bite your bleeding arse off. But yeah, there was a green spider on here, so I was a bit worried at just what the heck that was. But managed to get it done. So Rolson, 12 piece it is, 12 piece hex key set. That's what the package looks like.
Also, why does High Street Fashion look like this?